Up in the morning every weekday and join CradleRadio on CradleRadio. Wake up in the morning every weekday and join CradleRadio on CradleRadio.
This is CradleRadio.
This is CradleRadio.
This is CradleRadio.
This is CradleRadio.
And that's how I say good morning to you people. Good morning to the world. Good morning to each and every individual listening to me right now. It's a wonderful Monday morning, and how can I say, what can I say? And this is how I say, this is Canada. I'm always thankful for the gift of life, for each and every moment that I grace this beautiful planet of ours. And I'm always thankful for each and every time that I'm able to wake up in the morning and set everything ablaze. And ablaze literally, not physically. Just some usage of words, right? I'm thankful for every moment that I'm here. I'm thankful for every moment that I can even compose myself to come around on the show in the morning. I'm thankful for blessed days. I'm thankful for situations. I'm thankful for enlightenment, and I'm thankful for comportment as well. All right, that's what we all need in abundance this day and time, especially when you have so many things happening around the world. If you're just joining us for the very first time, I'll say welcome aboard. This is what we do. We come around giving you things as it happens and as it is happening in Canada. I'm just going to take this one off, all right? So as it is happening in Canada, and hence the name of the show itself, This is Canada. This is Canada is a showcase into, or highlights into events, happenings, and discussions about situations, happenings, events, and you know, I keep repeating myself on that one. I don't know why. The socio-political, economical, and cultural happenings in my Canada. And when we come around with that, we are not just trying to cuss a kind of opera, but to have a debate that will probably allow the people that we've elected into office into trying to probably borrow from a wealth of ideas. And when I mean a wealth of ideas, people on the streets in their homes might just have a better idea than you do have. We've seen situations where you elect somebody into an office, that person places an adverts. You place an adverts in another country, like an exchange of words, exchange of stuff. And then you get bullied, and then you want to retract the adverts. I don't know how that works, you know. Sometimes I'm like, you caving in or what? And I'm not saying anything yet. Hey, I've got my big brother in here today. Whoa. Look at him. Good job, Cradle. That's B. Johnson. That's my brother, definitely. And I'm not saying it from just my brother. That's my blood right there. Believe that. All right, I got Tola as well here right this morning talking about which side are you in? Which part of the world are you in? Which part of the world are you in, Talashi, this morning? And it's so good to see the faces, man. Oh my God! I bet you, the man, and I'm from a place of culture, right? This is my one right there, and whether you like it or not, yeah, I'm talking about this man. It's from a cultural perspective of my heritage. When you have an older brother, you can call them by name. I know broadcasting, and this is a veteran sport broadcaster as well. You know, because of family, we could say, oh yeah, you know what, we're on the same job and all that. And I'm not swaying you off of what we're talking about this morning. I just want to just give credit to whom credit is due. So if I'm referring to B. Johnson this morning, I'm not gonna say B. Johnson. This is my real brother. I'm not lying to y'all guys. So I would say Egbon, and that means brother. So this is Cradle Radio. So there's some certain things that are definitely not a norm on radio or live broadcast or live streaming. You know, so I'm referring to him, I'm going Egbon. That's the truth. So when I say Egbon Beyond, that's what I'm talking about. But anyways, so he's Canadian as well, so that's a good thing as well. But he's a Quebecer, you know, from Montreal. And so when we talk about certain things about, and I'm not talking about none other than dog food's advert placement about the tariff. I was really proud of it when I heard that, when I saw that. But all of a sudden, I heard that he's taking it offline today. And I'm saying, what precedents are you setting in different ways to, if you're being bullied, is how I would like to put it. And I'm just curious enough to want to know, but that's not what we're talking about today. Now, this morning, we're looking at something that would affect Canadians in general, especially what do they call themselves now? Those people that travel outside of Canada because of winter time. Yeah. So, is it the snowbirds they call them? I think it's the snowbirds. So this will affect the snowbirds a whole lot. And for people who want to just commute or travel in and out, it will affect you as well. That's right. It will affect you. Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Canadian citizens to be photographed when entering and exiting the U.S. That's going to happen from the 26th of December, 2025. I'm not a harbinger of bad news. I'm not that guy who comes around and giving you news every time that, oh, how come you always tell us that? Because I'm hitting it on the head. I flip through the news like I normally do. I flip through everything that I normally do in preparation of shows, of this show. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what am I going to give people today that's going to be different from what mainstream media gives them? What mainstream media gives them happens to be the tariff war, the 10% over an advert that was placed in about Ronald Reagan, infusion of this and that, and a whole lot more. But in my mind, I'm thinking, will that affect an average Canadian as of now? I call it distractions. And I call it distraction. And I'm not mincing words. I mean distractions. Now, for those people that are just joining us for the very first time, Cradle Radio is a radio station. And as we're broadcasting today, we're broadcasting in 3 ways. All right. Live transmission, we're feeding off from Cradle Radio. So if you go on Cradle Radio, what will you be listening to right now is an audio transmission that is live. And now we're live streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you'll be watching me live right now as we talk about Canada. And this is Canada's a flagship from Cradle Radio that happens from Mondays to Thursday, 9 to 11 a.m. in the morning. And we talk about Canada. So if you're a Canadian, if you're friends of Canadian, if you're friends of Canadians, you could just be a part of this and just, contribute your own quarter, as the case may be. I love doing this. It's, this is one of those things that you want to just talk about. And when I looked at this, it drew my attention into asking a bigger question. Because, and I'm not just trying to, because I travel a lot in between the U.S. and other countries as well, in between the U.S. back and forth. I was just in Ohio. I was in Ohio like less than 10 days ago. Yeah. And I was even telling the people on the other side that, oh, yeah, the border's okay. The border's all right, And my spouse was telling me, oh, yeah, you don't know because it's because you have ways in which you just present yourself. What about other kids that don't even have the right words to use? And I was just saying, no, it's okay. But come December 26th, if you enter in the U.S. as a Canadian citizen, which is the very first, from a long time, I think 1747 or thereabout. And I'll break it down to you this way. You will be photographed and your biometrics will be taken as well. You might say to yourself, oh yeah, what's my business with that? You're gonna hear it. This is an unprecedented action that has not been done before if you're a Canadian citizen. And I'm not just talking about the airports, I'm talking about land borders, sea borders as well, or oceans, whatever we have in common in there. And this is it. And the news headline says the U.S. will soon require all non-citizens, including Canadians, entering and leaving the country to be photographed as part of a new Department of Homeland Security regulations. I saw that. I bet you my iPad dropped off of my hand immediately.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
Well, the security initiative is intended to build a comprehensive biometric data collection aimed at improving identity verification, combating visa overstays, and reducing passport fraud. And will involve the use of facial recognition technology, matching live images of travelers with government records at all entry and exit points, including airports, seaports, and land borders. Now, it is getting feisty, it is getting heavy, and it is getting bad. If you want to be a part of this show, all you gotta do is join our social media handles. We have the likes of Facebook, the likes of Instagram, TikTok. We'll have the likes of LinkedIn as well. We have what else? X. Practically all of the social media platforms. YouTube as well. I must say that. All right, you could watch me live on YouTube right now. You could even comment on YouTube, and that's the beauty of it. I'll probably check on myself right now and see how I'm looking, how I'm doing. It could be one of those days that you just want to just see yourself live. That's right. One of those days you just want to see, what's happening, man? What's going on? And you probably see yourself happening. And I can see myself happening on YouTube right now, live. Let's check this one out real quick. Oh my God. And here I am on YouTube. Anyways, so the headline says Canadian citizens to be photographed when entering and exiting the U.S. New regulations states. And in my mind, I'm thinking, it never happened before. I'm just driving across the border. I'm giving the border agent my passport, and I'm just driving in. And when I'm coming back home, it goes like, how long have you stayed? 3 days. And so many people say on our side of the border, the people are much nicer. I'm not the one saying that. That's just a feedback I got. The last one that received my passport and allowed me back in. It was so friendly Canadian Border Agency agents. It was an amazing individual, laughing, smiling. I was tired, and one thing I needed was somebody to just smile, and it did that. One of the things that really bothers me, because I decided to research this out and find out what is really happening and when it all started. And this is not me talking off of the top of my head. This is actually the standard rule that's been in place since 1794. 1794. 1794. Close to 300 years. It shows a relationship between both countries. Now, the idea of free travel between the U.S. and Canada began with the Jay Treaty of 1794. And in 2025, that treaty is about to be breached. You got to be on the show. You got to be a part of it. That's the reality. That's the truth. I'm just that guy who happens to just always want to say the truth. Now, the Jay Treaty of 1794 granted certain groups free passage. However, a free travel for most people ended after September 11, 2001. For not everybody, but for most people. And formal requirement, because at that moment, before 2001, September 11, it was just like you just go in, go out. You just go in, go out. There's nothing like that. And formal requirements, because before then you would go like, oh yeah, I'm just going, blah, blah, okay, bye, okay. It even happened that probably the border agents were just not even busy. It was just a chill job before September 11, 2001. The border a formal requirement like passports were implemented by January 2007. So at 2007, that's when you needed to, display your passport or, show your passport or present your passport before you cross the borders. I can't speak for people who are not Canadian citizens. I'm just, looking at the top of the chain, and with other people that are not citizens, you probably got to research that out, okay? But the border was effectively open to free movement for over a century prior to that. But then there have been no agreements for general free movement since September 11 attacks. Most of the 19th century, the border was just open. And in 1895 or thereabout, U.S. began to station border service officers along the Canadian border. Things happen. It was from 1794. It's been a free flow of movement. You could even say, okay, but in 2007, you got to present your passport. Definitely. You're right. It's understandable. But then you present your passports to just still have a free access. But this time around it is different. It is different. So you got friends who frequent the U.S. often. I probably just want to go to the other side, go buy something real quick. You want to go buy some donuts or something, you're going to be photographed. That's right. I'm not the one saying it. And it's going to be implemented from December 26th of this year. So, Boxing Day, there will be blah, 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 blah. The new regulation states that the best tool to combat passport fraud is to utilize the digital photos contained in e-passports to biometrically verify that a person who presents a travel document is a true bearer of that document. And further, that the U.S. Customs and Border Protection biometrics test using facial comparison technology supports this conclusion. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security is being mandated by various federal statutes, notes the new regulation to create an integrated, automated biometric entry and exit system that records the arrival and departure of aliens. That word, I just have a problem with it. Aliens. To verify their identity and authenticate travel documents. A reference to 9/11 and the continued threat of global terrorism as cited in the regulation, as well as a United Nations Security Council resolution adopted in 2017, calling on member nations to increase aviation security and implement systems to collect biometric data to identify terrorists. It is going to be bumpy. It will be bumpy. A biometric data collection can involve the use of an advanced passenger information system, APIS, common to airline security, For example, the CBD intends to build galleries of an individual's photographs using such system, but for crossing on foot or in privately owned vehicles. Now you gotta listen to this real quick. That may not be possible, so it may build galleries using photographs of non-citizens will frequently cross and specify entry points, taken there to become part of their localized photographic gallery. Localized photographic gallery. And those are the words that you gotta just try to just identify, highlights, underline. Biometric data collected at land borders will be retained for future verifications. Under the regulations set to take effect on Boxing Day of this year, U.S. authorities could also require the submission of other biometrics such as fingerprints or DNA. This is, and one of the things that I always draw attention to is the fact that these kind of news are not readily on your faces on those social medias of yours. No, they're not. They're not. And instead, but instead, you'll be distracted with certain things like adverts, like this, like that. Things that is necessary. Don't get me wrong, but practically, you gotta fix something that's gonna affect you right now. Something that will affect you right now. That's what you should be dealing with. Oh my God. It's just my mindset. It's just the way I'm thinking, right? And when I look at all of these things sometimes, I just want to just seal up. Believe you me. It's the world we're living in right now. It's the world we're living in right now. And what can I say? It's one of those things. It's one of those things. So when you're driving, when you're thinking you're cruising Christmas Day or otherwise, and you want to visit families and friends, because both countries are so interwoven, you will just realize that you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Not right now. Not right now. This is Canada, people. Good morning if you're just joining us. Yeah, Sukiyaki. I feel you, brother. How you doing from the UK? How was your weekend? That's right. That's Sukiyaki. You know the one, the CEO of Planted Works, the UK, United Kingdom. I mean, I totally understand if people from the United Kingdom are being photographed, have to have their biometrics taken in if they're going to the U.S. But I thought we were cousins. In my mind, I thought we were cousins. I thought we were relatives. I thought we were brothers in North America. But it is going to change. It is going to change. And my thinking is this. What will be a reciprocative gesture for this new situation on the part of Canada? On the part of Canada. This is just one of those things, man. It's like you being a bigger brother, because we're bigger in land size than the U.S., but in terms of population, they're much bigger. And every time that things happen, I always say this. What kind of leaders are you voting into power? And I'm talking about Canada. Whatever happens to the Wild Wild West or in the Wild Wild West, it's none of my business. I'm talking about Canada. I was watching in the news this morning, Mark Carney, having to go to an Asian summit. And he's rolling it. He's rolling it. He's rolling it. He's trying to just, do things that, that previous guy who was a karaoke fan, a karaoke guy, former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, karaoke. He's playing piano. The funeral of in his hotel room during the funeral of the Queen. I'm saying things that had been I wouldn't say destroyed. Things that have been disreputed might not just be corrected in 10, 20 years. Because my Canada is not where my Canada should be. And this is why I say, you need to be respected in different ways. There are different things happening around the world that you should be conversant of. There's different situations, different friends that you should make. And we're talking about respect. We're talking about exposure. We're talking about having to put things in order as regards having relationships with other countries. Suki saying it's a mad world now. It is a mad world. It is a mad world. And also he's saying man's inhumanity to man is televised now, no longer hidden. That's right. There's no case of having to just hide your feelings no more. This is like I'm facing you head on.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
It's no longer hidden. Speaking with some friends of mine yesterday, and I said, listen, man, there will come a time where the Western world is going to shut down to every one of y'all, man. You ain't going to mark it down, and 200 years from now, if you're watching this, probably in the cloud somewhere, you definitely know there is a guy called Akinloye that graces this planet. And not only that, it did inform you there's some certain parts of the world that's going to be shielded from other parts of the world in coming years. And it's not far-fetched. It's not. It's a crazy world we're living in now. One of those days, one of those periods. These are tough periods. These are tough times. Because I really don't get the fact that a country of 40 million, and out of that 40 million, I don't believe 40 million are citizens, though. I don't. I don't believe 40 million are citizens. A country of 40 million that's had relationships with the Wild Wild West for years, for centuries, not years, not even decades, for centuries. For centuries. And all of a sudden, because the idea of free travel started in 1794. 1794. I bet there's nobody that was alive during that period that's still alive right now. So it was the whole idea, the whole implementation of free travel was cemented in the sands of time. Right now, it has been broken. It has been broken. This is Canada, people. This is Canada. And my friend from England yesterday was saying, no, it's not just North America, man. It's extended to the UK as well, and possibly Europe. I mean, sometimes in some quarters it said that, all right, people in the other side of the world, right? People from the other side of the world that's not the West, probably the East or down south of the world, could probably use that opportunity to look after their country, make their country tourist friendly, make their country excitingly admissible in terms of coming in, going out, free trade, and all that we have. And I said this, years back. What will it cost the world to break the barriers of having to have legal documents before we come in and go out at every given time? This is going to have a strong windfall as regards this issue, as regards this particular situation, and as regards this particular decision. I'm curious and wanting to know what the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney is going to talk about this, because it's solely focused on trades now, which is understandable. Now, some people would say it's a move that is a little too late. I wouldn't say that. I would say he's trying. He's trying. But at what moment will Canada itself, and I'm not saying things as regards any other country today, I'm saying at what moment will Canada itself rise up to its position in the world? We might look at it and say, when things happen in the world, we're the ones that are quick to say, oh yeah, we're giving you 30 billion. It's not about the monies. We might be the ones that will say, oh yeah, we're sending peacekeepers to your country. It might not be the situation. We might be able to say, at the United Nations, we have a good seat in there, security-wise, in United Nations Security Council. How cold is your seat at the United Nations Security Council? Because sometimes you might just be one of those flocks of the United Nations Security Council. And I've seen countries of the world that don't even have the population that we have, but are doing great and sustaining themselves independently. I look at certain things as regards tariff and all that we're talking about. A country did lay a pipeline through the Red Sea to export its oil. And the craziest part about it is that the steel from that pipeline was made here in Canada. Isn't that crazy? Lord have mercy. So at any given point in time, we never thought about the fact that we could lay a pipeline from Canada probably through the North Pole or otherwise, because we do have engineers that will be doing that. But what are our engineers doing? They're trying to get the Canadian experience. You're bringing geniuses into this country and making use of those people. We don't even have a vehicle to our name in the automobile industry. And places like Sweden have a Volvo. And at the time that Volvo was first manufactured in 1927, Sweden only had 6 million people, while Canada was knocking on 10 million people. We've turned into a country where things are coming in the country that are not even eligible to come in the country. Hearing the news again today about a guy who shot somebody in a park in Brampton. And the craziest part about it is that even the news was key to open their mouth and say, oh, he has fled the country. And the retarded part about it, now wait for it. The retarded part about it was when part of the news detail was the fact that, oh, he has fled the country, but if you see him anywhere around you, kindly report. What is wrong with you? If you want the world to take you serious, you'd better start acting seriously. It's crazy, people. It is crazy, people. One of the craziest reasons why we have this back and forth tariff situation, and one of the situations as regards border controls is the fact that it said that Canada's border is loose. Canada's border is really loose. Oh yeah, a guy that shot somebody just escaped the country. There's no two ways about it. There are basically no two ways about it. I don't know whether that person took a boat into the U.S. and I bet you the U.S. Coast Guards are really, really strong. They're hyper in their ways. But this guy passes, and I don't even know how he got out of the country, but the report says he's fled the country. The only two ways you can flee from Canada is by air or by sea or ocean. Ocean is a little cumbersome because you need to be on, if it's on a cruise ship that you want to use to escape, you got to book your tickets ahead, right? So if you're going through there, it's a slow process. You could be caught anytime. So it's definitely going to be by the airports. It's not going to be by the road because the only way that leads outside of Canada, you got to pass through the U.S. And any criminal right now would not even want to be in the U.S. because he's getting, the country is strengthening its borders. Criminals are running from the U.S. So this guy apparently, and I might be wrong, don't get me wrong, right? It's unconfirmed. This guy, it's reported that he has fled the country, and I'm assuming it's through the airport. And the report now backtracks and says, oh, but if you see him around, how can I see a guy that you've reportedly to have fled the country? How can I see him? You would already reported, you would already stated he had fled the country. How can I see him? How can anybody see him? Except if you're assuming that he has fled. Well, you could put that into your report and say, we don't know whether he has fled or not. It's simple as ABC. Somebody kills somebody, it flees Canada. And that's why in other part of the world, we've been looked at as a weak country. And I'm not saying that. This is my country. I love my country. I love my Canada a lot. And I'm not saying this to belittle or to denigrate my country. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we need to put all hands on deck into making our country a better place. Instead of people taking a piece out of us. Being photographed entering into the U.S. where I will be spending money. There's no two ways about it. If you're going to the U.S., you're going to spend money. I'm not speaking for any other person, especially people working in there. If I'm going, I'm spending money in the U.S. And now, for a place I want to go spend money, my photograph needs to be taken. My fingerprint possibly needs to be taken. My data will be taken. And then there will be a photo gallery. It's like having your own kind of Facebook at the borders. Your own kind of Facebook at the borders. Like a whole gallery. A gallery. Like how do you like a mosaic kind of, this is you, this is you, this is you, this is you. It's just a crazy world we're living in right now. Okay, now Suki says, but it's the same in the UK as well. A control, people. A control. It is the world we're living in. That's the world we're living in. My name is Akinloye, and this is Canada, a flagship coming off of CradleRadio from Mondays through Thursday from the hours of 9 to 11. 9 a.m. to 10 is a build-up of musical play. Possibly is going to build your momentum, and that's if you're joining in from CradleRadio. All right, you could go on CradleRadio, www.cradleradio.com to live radio station. So it's not a plug and play. So if you're in your car, you could connect through your Bluetooth and enjoy each and every moment if you know you're on the go. If you have information for us, kindly send it to us via our email, info@CradleRadio.com. And you can join our social media handles on practically all platforms. We are Cradle Radio in there. And if you have any suggestion as well, we're more than welcome. We will welcome that as well. It goes a long way into shaping an effort that is meant to enlighten each and everybody from point A to point B, North Pole to South Pole, not only in Canada, but all over the world. It's just one of the programs being This is Canada. I'll be here tomorrow, and I'm bringing you something that is really, really crazy. I read something about people being arrested by the Peel region the other day. You know, people that had been engaged in fraud and all that to the tune of $400,000. There is a communique about that. I'll probably read that tomorrow as well. And we'll reveal the nationality of those people that were caught still in Brampton. It was a concerted effort by the Halton Region Police and Peel Region Police as well. My name is Akin Lawyer. We're just, peeling it up. Peeling, and we'll be peeling till we get to the solid part that we're going to use each and every day. I want to say God bless you this morning. Stay safe. Be good. Hopefully, we all can take My Canada to its original place where it should be in the League of Nations. And we'll talk about Canada tomorrow morning again on This is Canada on Cradle Radio. Have yourself a swell one. I'll see you tomorrow.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akin Lawyer on Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio. This is Cradle Radio.
This
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akin Lawyer on Cradle Radio.